welcome to the first episode of Craft Table for One. I'm planning on creating a podcast that revolves around my adventures as a beginner knitter. I've thought about creating this podcast for such a long time, and I've always come up with an excuse why I shouldn't film. Whether it's I should lose 10 pounds before I film something, or I don't have enough content. I always made an excuse. So today's the day I just decided I'm going to turn on my camera. I'm going to figure this out as I go along. I don't understand the lighting situation in here, what it's going to look like, but I figure it'll evolve the more episodes that I get in. So again, I haven't even introduced myself. My name is Eve. Craft Table for One is my YouTube channel. It's also my Instagram handle. A little bit about myself. Well, I mentioned before I'm a beginner knitter. I'm going to try not to say a bunch of times. I have one pug. Her name is Gigi. She's the center of my universe. I also have 6 chickens who recently began laying eggs. And I currently have more eggs than I know what to do with. So my future project is going to be finding folks that I can give fresh eggs to. And one thing about chickens, I had no idea it was that much work. They are a lot of work. But you grow to love them. I can't believe how much I care about them, how much I love them. If anything were to happen to them, I'd be devastated. So yeah, I didn't think I would get that attached to my chickens. Okay, so the real reason for this podcast is to talk about my adventures in knitting. I just began knitting maybe like 6 months ago. I purchased a subscription for Blueprint, and I got some yarn, and I took some of those online classes, and I created some fingerless mitts. I started to create a cowl, but I kind of got bored with it. And I know I have to do the hat, but for some reason it came with really chunky yarn, and it's not my thing, and I think that's why I just have been avoiding it. I have no interest in chunky yarn. I don't know what it is, but hopefully I'll pick it up. I have experience with crocheting items. I've made a crochet hat. I've crocheted a scarf. I've crocheted what do you call these things? It's not a scarf. It's one of those things that you wrap. I'm brain farting right now. Golly, I can't remember what it was. Shawl. A shawl. Okay. Okay, a shawl. Yeah, so my experiences with crocheting items. I decided to get into knitting, and that's where I am right now. So I have to say that Blueprint did boost my confidence in terms of getting into knitting. It was something that I thought was just way too difficult for me to attempt, and I feel like this camera is way too high. Give me 1 second. Okay, it is what it is, because I feel like I could probably come up with another excuse for not doing anything with this podcast because I don't like the camera angle, so I am going to leave it as is. But now I feel like my hands, I've got to figure this out. Okay, anyways, let's get down to business. Current projects. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I've been stalking Chelsea Yarns on Instagram and the Chelsea Purls, their YouTube podcast, which I think is one of the funniest podcasts I've ever watched. It's informative about yarn. I love her product. The Chelsea Luxe product is great, but both, I believe it's Christina and Miriam, their chemistry is just so good. And if you get a chance, the last episode, And I'll probably put it down in the pull down menu below to talk about what the date of their last episode was. If you wait till the end, I laughed so hard. And I won't tell you what won't tell you what it's about, but it was funny. It was really funny. Either way, so Labor Day weekend, I made a 3-hour drive down to Chelsea Yarns in South Jersey, and yeah, well worth it. I had decided that I wanted to do the foxtrot cardigan, and I wanted it to be my Rhinebeck sweater. I really want to participate in Rhinebeck this year with a sweater. So I decided to go down to Chelsea Yarns, and I have to say she was super helpful. She took the time out to help me pick out the yarns. She told me, she asked if she wanted to pull up the if I needed to pull up the pattern so she could take a look at how many skeins. She offered that. I went with my mom. My mom didn't find a product. She was like, let me find it. I'll go online. Super helpful. It was just a really, really nice experience to go, especially when you're a new knitter and you find just someone being so helpful. So, first of all, let's talk about the bag. This is what you get with your purchase. Let's see what we can... Ah, so good. Yeah, so good. Yeah, this is a really nice bag. So the first thing I did was, when I chose the foxtrot cardigan, I calculated I needed 5 skeins. So she helped me pick out the vintage denim. So I've got 5 skeins, and it really is, it's just so pretty. It really is super, super, just super pretty. Okay. So that was one project that I'm working on, and then I wanted to work on a hat, and I wanted to work on the road tripping hat that is designed by Christina from Chelsea Yarns. So she helped me pick that out as well. So when I went, it was, I think, right before the New Jersey Sheep and Wool and By the Lakeside had just come out, that colorway, and it was named for Sandy by the Lakeside. So the hat calls for here's a superwash merino, I don't know, a DK weight, and a mohair. I'm still new to this stuff. It doesn't come naturally quite yet, but so we got By the Lakeside. Look how pretty that is. This is the mohair. Let's see. And then you pair it with En Provence. These two. Oh, and it's so dark. I've got to figure out this lighting. Maybe like this. Yeah, no. And the mohair. So pretty. Okay. And then, to go with it, is the pom-pom. How cute is that? That's a pretty palm right there. Note to self, don't leave this bag on the floor, because puppies will find it in the bag and want to play with it. And my nephew's dog came up, he has a Bichon, and I caught him in the room and he had gone in the bag, so I've got a little bit of puppy spit on here that oh, I need to figure out how to clean it. So it's a little chunky from the little puppy spit, but either way, so that's what I got. And then I also got this bracelet with the charms. You can see it. And I think, if I make a mistake, please correct me. I believe this bracelet is from Katrinkles, and it has 9 little stitch markers. It's brilliant. I love it. But I'm just so scared I don't want to wear it because I'm afraid that I'm going to lose it. And it makes no sense because it's been living in this bag and not getting any use. And I just need to just use it. I just need to use it. But it's so pretty. And I got, I believe they have a new pin out. Let's see. The Chelsea Yarns pin. So I got that. So that was my big purchase at Chelsea Yarns. Super worth it because I love the colors of the Chelsea Luxe product. Yeah, so my goal is to complete the Foxtrot cardigan. Now, I started it, I believe I cast on September 2nd. And I haven't gotten really far, and I'm afraid there's just over 2 weeks till Rhinebeck, and I'm so afraid that I'm not going to complete it. So I believe I'm still in my first game. Okay. So I think it's called Divide It for sleeves. I am not up to the sleeves yet. I'm close. I might be less than 10 rows away from the sleeves. Maybe even, yeah, a lot less than 10, maybe even 6. Not sure. But this is what it looks like now. I know. Oh. I'm like, if I cast it on September 2nd, today is October 1st. That means that I've completed about a row a day. A row a day. That is just unacceptable. And you know what the thing is too? And when I get home, I'm a commuter and I drive a whole lot to work and back. And I'm really tired by the time I get back. But for some reason, on the right side, I'm awake at night to complete. But the moment I go to the wrong side and I begin to purl across, I'm done. I fall asleep. I'm knocked out. And if you hear snoring in the background, it's just my Gigi. She's a pug and they snore really loud. Yeah, she's on my bed sleeping right now. So I'm trying to calculate. I have to get rows done every single day. I just have to. I have to force myself. I have to make sure that I'm up at night, because I have to give myself time to block it. And this is all new to me. I've never blocked a sweater before. This is my very first sweater. I have a bee in my room that I need to. It's on the other side of the curtain. Either way. So yeah, I've been to Rhinebeck. This will be my 4th year. I usually buy yarn. I'm done buying yarn at Rhinebeck. I'm done. Every year I buy alpaca and I try to knit with it. Can't do it. Nope. So I'm crocheting a shawl with it because I cannot knit with alpaca yarn. It splits when I don't know, when I put the needle in, and even just everything is just so new to me still. And I have to say, with the Foxtrot cardigan, I've learned so much, and I'm so thankful for YouTube, because whether it's an M1L, M1R, I had no idea. I had no idea about that there were several cast-on methods. Yeah, knit 2 together. This is all brand new to me, and maybe that's why it's taken so long. It's because I've had to reference YouTube every time there's a new term, a new knitting skill that I need to learn. And the whole M1L, M1R took me forever. Before I started this, I like to practice on a cheaper yarn, so that by the time I get to the nicer yarn, it isn't like I'm practicing on it. But yeah, I think I talk too fast, but that's okay. I'm just gonna have to learn to breathe and slow down. So one thing that I want to say is I watch a whole lot of knitting podcasts. It's something that I do right now. I am a scrapbooker. I'm a project lifer. That's been my thing. So for those of you who don't know Project Life, I go by the month. I purchase my products from Ali Edwards. I document my life. So I'm constantly taking pictures every week, and then I take the pictures, I print them, and then I create stories around about what's going on in the photograph. So I am super behind. This is July, but I think I did January, part of February, and then skipped right to July. And I haven't done anything since, because knitting takes up all my time. I have to find a balance between knitting and scrapbooking. But I have to say that I've been watching the knitting podcast, and I don't think I've ever come across a community that demonstrates this much kindness. There's so much kindness. It's, I don't know why I would expect something other than kindness from this community. I mean, stores are not cutthroat. They come together, and the goal is to have knitters come together, and they say such kind words about one another. And I guess maybe in the climate that we're in today, it's just really nice to hear such kind words, and to hear how the stores are so helpful to one another. There was a podcast, and I wish I could remember which one it was. Maybe the Knitting Place. Sorry, that's not it. But that's one that I watch, and they really speak with such kindness, and in words and in tone. And someone had spoke about, I guess it's called steeking, when you cut up the sweater. It's on you. And how they were nervous about it, so they sent it to another store to get some help, and the person there said, sure, just send it on over. And how they visit each other's stores, and on their podcast they will talk about products from other stores, not in a competitive way, but a really supportive way. And I think it's just a really awesome community to be a part of, and I'm really liking it, and I think I've needed this. And I'm not a part of the community. I don't have any friends who knit. I don't go to knit nights. I knit by myself primarily. So I'm a bit of an outsider looking in. But it really is just refreshing to see an entire community demonstrate such kindness towards one another. And I just want to thank everyone who takes the time to put on their podcast and to share their knowledge into all the stores who open their doors and make it so welcoming. They share their knowledge, they share their product. So yeah, I think this is going to be, I think, a good thing for me. And I hope that I can be just as kind. And yeah, I'm super happy to be a part of this community. Well, not a part of, but you know, or getting to know this community. So thanks if you sat and you watched and you listened to me kind of speed through and do this swallowing thing, which I do, which is annoying me, which I just did now. Let me just take a sip of my Pepsi. But super grateful, and looking forward to sharing what I've learned, and to continue to learn. And I'm thankful for Ravelry, because I'm just learning it, and I put a bunch of sweaters in my queues because now I feel like I can tackle maybe colorwork next. But yeah, so hopefully next episode I will have made progress on my foxtrot cardigan, and I will share perhaps if I've started another cardigan. So thanks for listening, and continue to share your kindness. And I hope to create another podcast that you may enjoy. So if you like this podcast, hit a like. If you don't, hit a dislike. And if you dislike, please just give me pointers on things that I can improve upon. That would be really helpful. I don't mind dislikes. I mean, it might hurt my feelings, might sting for a second, but if you gave me some feedback on what I could do differently, I would welcome that. And subscribe if you're interested in seeing any future podcasts and coming on this adventure with me. So, thanks so much. Bye.